Hi guys, my name's Chris from MiddleEasy.com. Today I'm interviewing Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, karate master, anime fan, the former title challenger. Stephen, how's it going today?
Doing good, man. Glad to be on with you. Appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, no problem. How's everything going at Upstate Karate?
Man, we are slam packed, buddy. We are slam packed. We got close to 750 students here in our gym in Simpsonville, South Carolina. For all ages 3 all the way up to 75 years old. We got them all, man. We stay slamming and jamming.
Awesome to hear. And before we jump into everything else, word on the street is a bodybuilder, Houston Jones, wants a rematch after you TKO'd him via leg kicks a few months ago. What's your response to that?
Of course, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen, Houston Jones. You mine, brother. We had a great time, dude. We had a great time. He's such a good dude, bro. Say that again. Sorry.
Sorry. How long does his legs last this time around?
Oh, dude. Well, this time I'm going for the calf. I'm going for the low calf kick. He took it, to the thigh. And so the next thing is to take it, see if we can calf kick him, see how that goes. Whole fat calf. Yeah, ESPN posted it up. It was pretty cool. But those leg kicks were brutal. And the next day they were like, it was black and blue. I felt bad for the guy.
Gotcha. And we have to go more into you posted a teaser a few days ago, coming soon. Then you posted a picture of the UFC Apex. I know we're all dying to know when you're gonna get back in there. So do you have I know the UFC is coming back to Houston and Jacksonville. Are you looking to get on those cards, or will the schedule does the schedule look a little bit different than that?
Yeah, schedule looks a little bit different than that. I'm just trying to, put something out there, see what, trying to keep the fans involved and pushing me to fight somebody in the top 5, Nobody's really saying a whole lot about me in the top 5. Leon Edwards doesn't want any. Kobe Covington doesn't. Hopefully, see how it goes with Masvidal and Usman. I know George Masvidal had mentioned he wanted to defend the title against me if he had gotten the title. So we'll see, man. I would love to go out there and fight somebody in the top 5, but I'm just kind of keeping my fingers crossed, staying in shape, and see what happens.
Mm-hmm. And you've been campaigning for a title shot for a while now. I know the UFC gives a lot of opportunities for backup fighters. Michael Chandler, Manel Kopp, Glover Teixeira. Are you looking to approach them about a possibility of being an official backup, or do you think that might be too early next month?
No, I would love to be a backup for those guys. If once somebody gets injured, coaches get COVID, would love to, jump out there and face off against these guys because they're both great athletes. The guys I wanted to fight to begin with, anybody in the top 5 can get it. So yeah, man, I would love to do that, to be one of those backup fighters for sure.
Mm-hmm. And it's definitely been a crazy couple of weeks in the UFC. You have the illegal knees and you have the eye pokes. You have some nut shots in there. What are some changes that you'd like to see happen in the UFC? Do you want pride gloves? Do you want better judging? What's something that speaks out to you the most about what the UFC could change?
Well, to be honest with you, I think they're doing it. I think what they did with the decisions of those were pretty good. I mean, you had the devastating knee that Jan had put on my man Aljamain, which was illegal knee. And to be honest with you, you don't need to get hit hard with the knee to the face to do a lot of damage, So yeah. I thought that was good. Yeah, he's champion, but he didn't want to win it that way. He even said it. They're going to run it back. So we'll see what happens. And then the next weekend, who was it? Eric Anders did a legal knee to his opponent. So it's weird that it happened back to back like that, with the eye pokes too. That would be cool if they had some kind of glove that would enable you or to prevent you from poking somebody in the eye. But when it comes to MMA, you need to use your hands for the grappling aspect. So I figured that would be fairly hard to do with different gloves. So I don't know, man. As of right now, I think it's okay. I think they're doing pretty good with their decision. So we'll see, man. We'll see what the UFC, if they change anything.
hmm And I want to hop into the past for a little bit, like a blast from the past. But I was looking into. I talked with your dad a couple of months ago, and he said one of his main reasons for trying out karate was, rock and roll star Elvis Presley. What was your reaction to that? And are you like a big Elvis Presley fan?
If you're living in my dad's house, you're definitely an Elvis fan for sure. My dad listened to it constantly. But I thought it was pretty cool that, the reason all this is here, my legacy is because of Elvis Presley. My dad fell in love with it. He was a big Elvis Presley fan. Couldn't dance like him, couldn't sing like him, but he loved he used to watch his movies all the time, his Western movies, and he always did some of his karate on there. Now he was like a celebrity black belt. I don't think he was really a seventh degree. Probably a brown belt at the best, but Elvis is Elvis, man. And yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty sick. I definitely am an Elvis fan for sure.
Would you ever walk out?
It's kind of sad because, I teach the kids classes and the majority of them don't even know who Elvis Presley is. I'm like, what? I was like, your mom and dad are failing you as parents if you don't know who Elvis Presley is. Come on, moms and dads. So yeah, it's pretty wild.
Would you ever walk out to an Elvis Presley song to surprise your dad? And what would it be?
I don't know, man. You can't go wrong with Jailhouse Rock. You can't do any of his love songs, man. But for me, being Wonderboy, I got to continue to walk out to Tenacious D, Wonderboy.
For sure. And going more into pop culture, I would assume that you're a big fan of Karate Kid and Cobra Kai. Is that correct?
Oh, 100%. I just got a buddy of mine. He's one of the stunt coordinators for Cobra Kai. And he wants my dad to go out and be one of the referees. So Mr. Papa Rich Hand might be out there. You might see him in Cobra Kai the next season or whatever. But that would be cool. I'm waiting, man. I'm waiting for my cast. I need to be in Cobra Kai. Like, what the heck?
Agreed. You should at least be in a cameo, in my opinion.
I know something. Come on, man. I would love to be in Cobra Kai. That would be my dream for sure. I love that show.
Based on your karate style and like how you fight, would you say you're more like in the style of Miyagi-Do or Cobra Kai? Like, where do you think your loyalties would lie, I guess, or your style would lie?
I don't know, man. I think my mindset would be more of Miyagi-Do. You know what I'm saying? But the style, definitely Cobra Kai. Like, getting out there down and dirty, just beating guys up. But in the nicest way possible, for sure. So I'm leaning towards Miyagi-Do, leaning towards that. But I love Cobra Kai. I think the whole mindset they have is legit. People need that nowadays.
Gotcha. And I guess going more into the UFC, with UFC traveling to places like Houston and Jacksonville, like, what do you think the UFC should stop next with a full crowd?
I think they should bring back guest fighters for sure. That was a big part of the UFC event, and the whole excitement going to a UFC event was they had a VIP experience where fighters are able to go meet other, not fighters, but the fans are able to meet the fighters out there, different fighters, guys who weren't fighting on the card, but just be there for the fans. And I have always had a great time doing that. I know the fans loved it. But yeah, I think I think they should bring that back next for sure. The VIP experience where they bring fighters in just to hang out with the fans.
And you always hang out with the fans too. Like, you always engage with the fans with the YouTube channel, and you have the plaque in the background. And you have some excellent keys to victory videos. Always love watching those. Obviously, we saw Ortega versus Volkanovski be postponed due to COVID. What do you think are some keys of victory for Brian Ortega to take the strap from Volkanovski?
Well, number one, it's funny is, because styles make fights, right? Volkanovski beat, the first time beat Max Holloway. I thought the second fight was controversial, but he beat him. He's more of have that wrestling, striking background, when Ortega has more of the boxing, jiu-jitsu background. So Max Holloway went out there and pieced up Ortega, but how will that go against a wrestler? Sometimes you see wrestlers wrestle themselves into submissions, right? They just go for a takedown. Next thing you know, they got a guillotine or a triangle. And Ortega is a very high level grappler. So Volkanovski definitely has to watch out for his jiu-jitsu if he's in that close quarter combat. He is the smaller fighter. Ortega's taller, he's longer. So I'm anxious to see how this goes. Ortega definitely has a shot at winning it, but we'll see what kind of mindset these guys have going out there. And a lot of times that makes all the difference.
Mm-hmm. And I also, among your dad, I talked to Chase Hooper, who came in a few months ago to the gym. How was it like training with a guy like Chase Hooper?
Chase Hooper is the coolest kid ever, man. 21 years old and in the UFC is ridiculous. I wish I could go back and be 21 in the UFC. I was 28, but having him here, just being a part of the team for 3 weeks was awesome. He's very, very talented. And the thing is, he's not afraid to come in with an empty cup and learn different stuff, learn the striking, learn the movement. And he's so green. We haven't seen the best of Chase Hooper yet. He's evolving. He's getting better. So I'm just glad to be a part of his legacy, of his MMA journey. So I think it's really cool.
Mm-hmm. And talking about age too, you say that you wish that you're 21. Honestly, you look like you're 25. Honestly,
Thanks,
and
man.
you're, and I believe you're 38. So how many years? And you still perform at the best ability of your abilities. You look like you're still in your prime. So my question is how long do you see yourself fighting for?
I feel great when I'm out there. I feel great in training. My hasn't taken a ton of damage. So I'm doing this as long as I can, or until my coach says I'm done. Me as a fighter, I'll do it as long as possible. That's just us fighters, But I really respect my dad's decision. He knows me more than I know myself and when to shut it down. So I'm going to listen to him.
Mm-hmm. And, I had to ask another prediction too. You've spent 3 fights fighting Vicente Luque, Tyron Woodley. You fought him twice. They fight this weekend at UFC 260. Having been in there with both of them, what's your prediction for how this fight goes?
Man, I like Tyron. I like Vicente Luque. Definitely faced both of these guys. I fought Tyron in a different mindset in his heyday. I think I was his first title defense, I believe. So, I feel like his mindset isn't there like it used to be. He doesn't have that fire anymore. So I'm kind of leaning towards Vicente Luque. He's very tough. He's young. He's got that fire. He wants to go out there and win the title. So, and he's been wrecking dudes. I was his last loss, and he's had 2 fights since, and dominated his opponents. So I'm really excited to see that fight. But I hope Tyron comes out with a different mindset and ready to rock and roll. That would just make out to a great fight. So, but I'm kind of leaning towards Vicente Luque on that one.
Mm-hmm. And going back to your last fight, last fight of 2020, a banger of a fight, I must say. And I was talking to your dad about it too, and he pictured it as like a flawless performance, something that you would see on a Tekken or Street Fighter kind of game, flawless. Do you think that's the best performance of your UFC career to date?
I don't think so. I always go back and look, and of course I'm surprised my dad even said that, because even after a win or a dominant performance, he always has something I need to work on, which is good. That keeps me evolving, keeps me getting better, and that's the kind of mindset that I have. Every fight that I have, if it's a first round knockout or if it's just a banger of a fight, dominant fight, I still feel like I could have done my best. I feel like I could have done a lot better. With my movement, the execution of my combinations, I felt like I could have knocked him out, but it didn't happen. Yeah, so I feel like after every fight, and I like to keep that mindset that I could have done better. So I don't like to have that mindset. Oh, that was my greatest fight of my career. Just for my psyche and going into a next fight, I'm thinking improving. What could I have done better? We always go back after a good win or even a loss and think about what could I have done better? How could I have executed this technique faster or better timing? Or maybe I could have defended that takedown a little better. Being in this position before I threw that round kick, and that probably could have finished him. Things like that, you know?
And I didn't want to take much of your time, but last question of the day. This is a very tough one. If you had to compare yourself to any anime character, who would it be? Like, I think my choice for you would be Kakashi from Naruto, but that's just me.
I love freaking Kakashi, man. Kakashi is like, he's one of my all-time favorite Hokages for sure. Like, you know, I'm glad that you said that because he's one of my favorites. Him and Itachi were definitely some of my favorites. But I don't know, man. Now that I look at it, I like that. I like that the fact he was Hokage. You know, he comes from, yeah, he was a prodigy as a kid, but he had some hard, you know, he had some hard times going up, losing of his team, and you know, pushing through that, which I think is cool. And I like to put myself in those kind of characters, you know, mindset or situation, because I find myself in uncomfortable situations all the time and be able to fight out of it. Like Naruto, right? He's like the goofiest kid ever, and always struggles with things, but yet he's the most powerful guy in the series. So I like the fact that you think I'm Kakashi Sensei. You just made my day.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks so much, Stephen, for doing this interview on MiddleEasy.com. Is there anything that you want to say to the fans out there watching?
Man, you know what? I just want to thank you, man, for having me on. Definitely a pleasure, and hopefully we can do it again.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Stephen. I appreciate your time.